All right, so today what we're gonna try to do, we're gonna run brush piles. Now, brush piles vary in depth, deep, shallow, and everything in between. With it being early summer like this, we're gonna start off in the shallow piles and then we will work our way out to the deeper ones. And we're just gonna roll the dice and see what works. Now, it is a largemouth. All right, come on up here and talk to me, Mr. Largemouth. What you doing out here, buddy? There you go, largemouth on the jerkbait. The way this process works with brush piles, you know, we spend a lot of time in the console behind those two units, idling, graphing, and I've marked several brush piles in the cockpit, idling around, looking at my garments. But now, with forward-facing sonar, I'm running a new transducer, the LiveScope Plus. It allows me to stay way off of these brush piles. I know where that pile is, I line it up on my LiveScope, I throw it right in it, boom. I'll give it 3, 4, 5 casts. If they're not active, then I just move on to the next pile. One of the things that I really like to utilize with my LiveScope is brush pile fishing. There's no more guesswork. You see the pile, you make the exact cast of the pile, and you fish the pile. So here, I'm actually fishing some shallower piles. I'm utilizing my LiveScope to find these piles, and I'm bringing it right over the tops of it, sometimes even intentionally hitting the pile a little bit. Of course, avoiding being snagged. We're fishing very shallow, but we're still offshore. These kind of brush piles are a little more sneaky. There's a common misnomer that you cannot utilize forward-facing sonar in shallow water. And you can see today, I was fishing 3, 4, 5 feet a lot of times. Boom, clear as day, there's that brush pile. Again, I can ease up to it, quietly make that cast. Very important. So don't get shallow and turn your forward-facing sonar off. That's the thing with brush pile fishing too. You know, we got these things marked, and with the help of LiveScope, we can locate them really quick. So you can see 90 feet out there. It's not showing great because it's so far out, but there's a brush pile right here. So I'm getting ready to get lined up on it. It's not a big brush pile, but it's 90 foot out there, and there's a bunch of fish around that thing. Before I make a nice cast out past it, and then we're gonna come through it. I see it coming through there. I got a couple fish looking at it, following it. Come on, get it. Come on, you get it. You suckers. They are from the surface all the way. That's crappie. Whole school of them. You know, he pulled up on that pile and I could see just by the sheer numbers and the way they were stacked on top of each other, likely crappie all over that pile there. Go and get to the next pile and do it all over again. I don't like to waste too much time on them, especially the brush piles, and being able to make the right cast right away. You know, 2, 3, 4, 5 cast tops. You know, I'm not getting bit, I'm out of there, I'm going to the next one. And there's plenty of brush piles to go around. So don't get discouraged. Just because you're not getting bit rapidly, you're gonna pull up to that right pile and that fish is gonna be positioned right, you're gonna make the right cast, and he's gonna bite. There's a bunch of fish on this one. There he is. Got him. Again, not a big guy, but sticking with the script, one bite at a time. He's not happy with me. I have a kind of a process, and with the sun being out, I've kind of eliminated top water. If it was overcast, top water would probably be my go-to bait, a walking style bait likely on top of the piles. But given the sun's up like that, a lot of times those fish don't want to make a huge leap to come up to get that bait. I want to bring it to them, and a suspending jerkbait is by far one of the best baits you can use. But they don't always want to eat the jerkbait. You gotta always fill out the temperament of these bass. And so I'm gonna rotate through several different baits. I'm gonna start with the jerkbait. If they follow, or if I pull the school towards me, I'm gonna wait a minute, let them rest. I'm gonna follow that up immediately with a drop shot. My bread and butter is the drop shot and the jerkbait. I'm watching my LiveScope, and I'm basing my action off the disposition of the bass. So if he's very hot and aggressive and he's sharking it right behind it, I'm twitch, 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 twitch. But if he's kind of slow, I'll twitch, pause, let him ease up on it, get a good look at it, twitch, twitch, pause, let him get a better look at it. Definitely fish the bait thoroughly all the way through. Most of the time I do not see the fish itself strike my bait, but I see the cover and I see fish utilizing that habitat, and so I'm anticipating the bite, but I don't always visually see the bite itself. So it doesn't always happen just quite like that. So keep your mind open. Oh, I got one on me right now. Oh, there he is. There he is. Now that one I did see. Feels like a little bit of a better fish, maybe. Nope, not at all. Golly, I brought the whole school with him. Right here, you can see them all right here. That's the whole school that was in that brush pile. And this is a little bit of a better fish here. There we go. A little chunky, a little bit better. Let's talk our setups, very important. So for my jerkbait, you know, I have fell in love with this rod right here. This is a 6'8" favorite Pro Series. I used to use a 7-foot rod to throw a jerkbait, but ever since I switched to this rod, I'm so much more efficient. I'm not a very tall guy. I have shorter arms, and so my cadence, a lot of times with a longer rod, I'm slapping the water. This rod right here is excellent. It's a medium action, puts the action on this bait, excellent, handles the fish, excellent. I really like this here, 6'8". I have that coupled with a Johnny Moore Signature Series Platinum Reel, 6:8:1 is the gear ratio, 12-pound fluorocarbon by Seagar, and then whatever your favorite jerkbait is, there's so many great ones on the market. This one's a 6 cents. Pick your favorite jerkbait, you put it on this combo right here, you're gonna have yourself something. So that's what I was using for the jerkbait. So now we're doing the bait and switch. So we caught a couple on jerkbait, pulled the school off. They went back now, but they're gonna be a little bit weird. And so a drop shot is gonna be a great change up from throwing like your top waters, a spinner bait or a jerkbait, some reaction style bait. We're gonna pick this guy up right here, toss it in there, see if we can't get another one to fire. So the way I like to fish my drop shot is I'll cast it out there, I'll watch it go down on LiveScope into the pile itself, and I'll let it go all the way to the bottom on slack line. This is very important. I don't want to immediately start shaking this bait because they're already a little bit pressured. I'm trying to trick a couple extra bites out of them. So I want that bait to fall down in that pile, and I'm literally gonna click my bell over and let that bait sit there for just a moment, motionless. A lot of the times, when you go to pick that bait up to shake it, you don't even get an opportunity to shake it because one already has it. So don't be overly aggressive and wanting to shake that bait as soon as it gets down in that pile. Let it work its way down there and let it just sit there for about 5 to 10 seconds without doing anything. And then you can go ahead and start giving the shakes. Actually, I just saw it for a second there, and there it goes. And that's why you switch up baits right there, because you see them coming to me. Is that a largemouth? A little largemouth. What you doing hanging out down there, boss? You ain't supposed to be down there. You're gonna get beat up with bottom spotted bass, man. Nice little fish. Moving right along, I had my drop shot, man. This caught a lot of fish for me too. And this here is a 6'10" medium heavy action favorite hex spinning rod. Super light, extremely sensitive. Spotted bass are notorious for not biting the bait, they just hold it, kind of mushy bites. You need a very sensitive rod. So the favorite hex was the choice there. Johnny Moore's Platinum Series spinning reel, 3000 series. I got Seagar High Vis Smackdown braid to a 12-pound Seagar Gold label. Really loving this leader material. It's thin, it's super strong, and it works great in these brush piles. And then just your favorite drop shot setup. I mean, that's just a straight tail worm, 1/4 ounce weight. All this varies depending on wind, depth, things like that, but that's the go-to, so. Those are some big spots. Look at them. You can see them ambushing it. See them going in it? They're feeding on it right now. That's a huge ball of shad right there. And you can see those bass running literally through the ball of shad on LiveScope. I mean, technology is amazing, man. It really is. So you can see right here, there's a huge ball of shad, and there are some bass in there busting through that shad, feeding right now. But a lot of times it's pretty difficult to get those fish to bite. They're really honed in on that particular ball of bait. And the trick one is quite the challenge. You can do it sometimes, but it's a little difficult. So we ain't been able to get these to go just yet, but there's certainly fish around. Common misconception. People think, hey, I'm gonna go buy me a LiveScope and then here I'm gonna turn into this awesome fish catcher. You're still gonna have to be patient. You're still gonna have to understand the behavior of the fish. There's so much that goes into it. It just really makes you more efficient. You gotta understand the product, start to utilize it, and at the end of the day, yes, it does help you out tremendously, but it's not a magic bullet that's gonna fix anything. I fished my butt off today, as you guys have seen, and we did a lot of knot catching too. All right, we're gonna try this jerkbait first. Again, I like to throw the reaction first, the bigger bait, the swim bait, the jerkbait, top water first, because I feel like that's gonna draw the bigger fish out of there. And then we'll go from there. And I got one following me right now. Come on, come on. There he comes. Go and get it. Get you some, buddy. I thought he was gonna get it. See, he went back in the pile, and that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you gotta switch it up. So the way that fish came out after he chased it, he switched it up. I'm gonna switch it up. Pick this drop shot up, throw that in there, and see how he likes that. There we go. We tricked this one. See, these ones are really hard to catch. They didn't want the jerk bait. They didn't want swim bait. You have to go drop shot them. And you can see how skinny they are. They're post spawn little guys. Got him right in the beak. That's right where you want him. Skinny little post spawn guy, but he's still a nice bass. I'm happy to have him. But it was the drop shot that time. And I was actually in between the two piles. And he liked what I was offering. So he gave me a nibble. All right, guys, so now we're gonna move spots, but I just wanted to reiterate to you guys, don't get discouraged when you run 5, 6, 7 brush piles and you don't get a bite. I mean, we ran 10 or 15, nothing. Then I come up to this one and we catch 3 bass. Don't give up, spend time on the water, utilize your electronics, find these places, these high percentage places, fish them thoroughly, be efficient, and move on to the next one.